In this video, I'll show you how to create and manage components and variants in Figma step by step. If you are building a design system or just want your work to be well organized and flexible, then this is for you. We'll keep it simple today, so no worries, but as you learn more and more, you'll be able to manage increasingly larger design systems. A quick suggestion, you might want to open Figma and follow along just to try it yourself. First, let's get clear on what a component is. In simple words, it's like a template that you can reuse again and again. Think of a button, a card, a whole navigation system, just anything that repeats in your design. For example, you create a button once, make it a component, and then use copies of that button everywhere. The best part is when you change the original, all copies update too, so no more copy pasting and updating every single button by hand. Not to mention that you can actually miss some of them and end up with inconsistencies, and no one needs that. Oh, is it Niagara Falls? No, is it not? No? Whatever. Let's see components in action and create a simple button together. First, select the text tool and type button. Add auto layout by pressing Shift A. Add a background color of your choice to make it look like a real button. Adjust the padding to make it look nice. For example, set horizontal padding to 12 and add some corner radius to make it rounded. Now, let's turn this fella into a component. To do so, go to the right sidebar and click the diamond icon or use Option Command K on Mac or Control Alt K on Windows. Now it's purple. That means it's a component, and that means that you can find it in the asset panel, drag it into your design and use it anywhere. Moving on, if you've seen any good interface, you might have noticed that buttons there are not static. When you hover over or click it, it responds to that action. To determine the look and feel of those states is also a designer's work. This is why Figma has variants. In simple words, variants are different versions of the same component. This keeps your library clean and makes it easier to swap instances later. Let's say I want to determine the hover version of this button. First, I click on Add Variant icon in the right panel. It will create an identical copy of our button. We should differentiate it somehow. For example, the background color will change. And remember to give the property and the variant a clear, descriptive name that shows their purpose. Interfaces typically include multiple button types, so I will add another one as well. There's no need to create a new component. We can simply add a new variant and property to the existing one. We will name them primary and secondary. By the way, you don't have to start with a single element. You can also select multiple elements and create a component set. Some people actually prefer that approach. I also find it useful in certain cases, like when I'm working with icons. So how do you actually use components and variants? Go to your Assets tab, drag a component onto a canvas. When you click on the instance, look at the right sidebar and you'll see a drop-down to choose the state. Switch between default and hover or primary and secondary depending on your needs. I'll add the button to multiple places and screens to show you the magic of components. Now, picture a scenario when you need to change your secondary button's background color. For that, we simply apply the new color to our components, and all instances throughout the entire design will update accordingly. Nice. When you have many variants, it's good practice to organize them neatly. You can add text labels next to your variants on the canvas to show what each one means. This makes it clear for your team and helps everyone, including you, understand what is what. To become a true master of components, one should learn about different types of component properties. That's exactly what we're going to cover now. In addition to the variant property we've already used, there are also text property, Boolean property, and instance swap property. Text property is exactly what it sounds like. Click the plus icon in the right panel, choose text property and name it something like a label. Set the value to button. Next, select the text inside your button and connect it to the new text property. This lets you change the label to push me and then just touch me or whatever you want right in the sidebar. Another handy property is Boolean, basically an on and off switch commonly used to show or hide an icon. Say your button has an icon next to the text. Create a Boolean property called show icon. Then connect the icon's visibility to this property. Now in your instance, you can toggle the icon on or off with a simple switch. Finally, we have instance swap. This lets you swap nested components inside your variant. For example, you might want to switch icons inside your button. First, make icons their own components. Then, place it inside your button as an instance. Create an instance swap property called icon and connect the icon to it. Now you can swap it for another icon from your assets, like changing home to back arrow. One thing to remember is that all variants must have a unique combination of properties. If two variants have the same combo, Figma will show an error. Just fix the property or value to make it unique. Once your variants are ready, you'll probably want to share them with your whole team so everyone uses the same buttons, tabs, or icons. This is where publishing to a team library comes in. So how do you do this? First, make sure all your components and variants are in a dedicated file. A lot of designers keep a separate design system file just for usable elements like buttons, icons, cards, and so on. Next, look in the top right corner of Figma and you'll see an option called Assets. Click it and you'll see all the components you've created in this file. To make this available as a library, click on the Libraries icon. It looks like an open book. Now click Publish. Figma will show you a list of all the components and styles you've made in this file, including your new variants. You can choose which components you want to publish. Once you're ready, click Publish. And now your file is a team library. Whenever you update your variants, like fixing a color, adding a new style, or changing text styles, don't forget to hit Publish to share the updates with everyone. Your teammates will need to accept the updates, so they're always working with the latest version. This keeps your whole team in sync and makes sure everyone is designing with the same elements. And that's it. Components and variants make your Figma files super organized and help you work faster, especially in big projects. So next time you design, try grouping your buttons together, keep your names clear, add properties, and enjoy a tidy design system, especially in bigger projects.